So I just have a little tip for anyone that has a 2015 Santa Cruz Bronson, or probably most any other Santa Cruz. I can't guarantee that as far as, because I'm not familiar with every single Santa Cruz and their different bearing sizes and the parts that come with them. But for me, this worked well. The problem I had was I was trying to remove the bearings from my upper link and my lower link. My lower link went fine. I just heated it up to about 250 degrees and pushed the bearings out using a screwdriver. That was no problem. And then I went to go do the same thing on the upper link. Back bearings, or the larger bearings, worked quite well. But the little bearings, the outer race was stuck inside and just pushed out the inner race, which is what you have here. So all the balls and the inner race came out. Now the problem with that is once you push out the inner race, the outer race has nothing to push on. And you can try and pry it, which is kind of what you see there. It's got some little scoring on the inside, but it's not going to affect putting them back in. But the outer race, it's jammed in there. There's nothing you can get it out. You know, I tried heating the link, but it didn't work. So it's stuck. And I don't want to spend the money on all the tools. So what I used is the linkage pivots. The actual, we've got this expanding collar you can see here. A little better. Which just so happens to be, and this is actually part of the pivots for the bike itself. Well, not the front one, but so the upper and lower rear pivots. You see, I actually have all three of them here. Now, I happen to be doing a complete re-service of all the pivots. So I am replacing these bolts, and I really don't recommend using these bolts for what I'm going to show you unless you are replacing them, because you will definitely scratch them up. But so what I found was, so I had my inner race stuck in the link. This diameter on this expanding collet here is almost identical, or almost not identical, but almost exactly the same size. So what I found was I can bend these in. I just took a pair of pliers, bent this collet in just ever so slightly, and I could jam it into the outer race. There you go, as you see there. And first I made sure I put in the the cone portion of the assembly and bolt in first, like so. And then I wedged it in, and then from the other side, the bolt's going to fall out, but from this side I went in and tightened, as you can see where the bolt would be, tightened the expanding collar or expanding bolt into the race, as you can kind of see here. And this is, you know, as I had removed it, and then I just smacked it out from, you know, if I had it in this side, smacked it out from this side using a, you know, screwdriver and hammer, you know, gently resting my link, you know, on a toweled surface or a vise, and it came right out. Worked great. Didn't have to spend any money on making this work other than the parts I already had. So it's just a little tip to help you remove the upper, I believe that's the upper, I guess it's the upper bearing on a Santa Cruz Bronson. Obviously that only works for this one bearing size, and it's only on the inner race or outer race. I just happened to get lucky, but in case anyone else ever has that problem, this could work for you. The one downside is, or not downside, but Santa Cruz, I didn't see them offering any kind of bearing removal tool for this specific bearing. I know they have it for this one and the other two on the lower link, but nothing for the small size. Worked well for me. Hope it works well for you.